just out loud, I was like, okay, Jesus, this is what I've done to my life, okay? Here I am, I'm in jail, I'm getting out of jail again, and this is what I've done with my life. And when I got released, I walked down the steps and started walking to the car to go get in the car to go to the crack house. And something in me just went, nope, and I U-turned and I literally ran back to the rescue mission. And I was like, I'm gonna try to do this. I'm gonna try to do it honestly, I'm gonna try to do it fervently, and this is what I'm gonna try to do. Well, life was definitely chaos. I had worked myself into a very bad predicament, and I had no reason to either, because I was raised in the suburbs. I had everything I needed. I never worried about a roof over my head or where I was going to get fed or having clothes or anything like that, but I chose to make decisions based off of the people I was around in my life to go into drugs and partying and things like that. And at first, of course, it's really fun and you're having a great time and you have all these friends, but then as you go through that cycle, you start to realize that you're doing drugs every day and it's constant, and then you need to do them, and then the friends aren't there anymore and you're just doing them, and now you're concocting all of these schemes to come up with how you're going to pay for the drugs. And for me, it just finally hit a head where I had done a bunch of bad things to all my friends and family, and I didn't have any place to go. The first time I really had to stop and think to myself, like, what am I doing? Like, what? I'm 21 years old and I just turned 21. And I am at the rescue mission because I have nowhere to go. I have nobody to turn to. I have somehow, in the 3 years of adult life, burned every single bridge I have. I had no more place to call my own. And so now the mission was that place, and as you start to really get clearer minded, it really starts to sink in that, like, oh man, like, I really messed up, and this is a definite low when I think of the lows of my life. But as I've experienced life over the last 20 years, you just realize that these are things that you have to go through, and you can wallow in them, or you could take them and use them to make you stronger. And so I chose the latter, where I knew that this was going to be the only time I came to the mission, and I was going to do what I had to do to make sure that I never had to come back here. When I was here, I was in this magazine that the mission would send out, a magazine, a little newsletter, and I still have the pictures. That's me 20 years ago. It keeps me in my place to know that this is what I came from. And the second you think you are too good for it to happen again, they could be taking pictures of me at 45 in the same location, and I don't want that. You know, I have a kid, I'm in a healthy marriage, I run a business, I've been given an opportunity that most people don't get as a second chance, and I don't want to ruin that. I'm never going to be the guy that sits there and says that I was changed, and from that day on, every day I did exactly what God wanted for me. Every day I woke up and celebrated Jesus, and there are days I wake up and I shake my fist, and I quickly have to stop myself, and I'll go find this and say, do you remember? Look at where you are at now. Do you remember where you were at? And even if it's a little bit difficult today, it's a heck of a lot easier than it was when they were taking these pictures. The mission is a vital source of opportunity and recovery for people. It's people like me who get out of control and can't control themselves and end up in these positions. And if a facility like the mission wasn't here and wasn't able to have the people on staff to deal with hard-headed people with years and decades of issues, then there would be a lot less positivity turned out into the valley. I've been lucky enough to keep in touch with several people that went through the mission. They're able to act as a testimonial to the power of Jesus Christ in our lives. Without the help from the community, this wouldn't be possible.